So I just got off the phone and had an amazing call with one of my clients. And man, this is why I love this job so much, man. Okay. Basically, I'm not going to go into details, but he was experiencing some stuff in the 3D, and he's trying to manifest an SP situation. And you know, one of the things I told him was like, you know, a lot of situations, clients will tell me, people will tell me that they're experiencing something in the 3D. And when they tell me what it is that they're experiencing, they sound distraught. They sound like all hope is lost. But when you look at it from an outsider's point of view, you see that it's really not as bad as it seems. Now, of course, when I say that, it's not me trying to approach it as, dude, bro, stop your whining, dude. There's kids in Africa that are trying to have cold water. They can't even take a shower, and you're over here complaining. That's not how I mean it. I mean, like, you are trying to tell me that all hope is lost and you don't have a chance with your SP. And I'm telling you, like, the information that you've given me, not only, first of all, they could be married and there's still a chance, right? But the information that they're telling me sounds more like they are overreacting to the situation. That it sounds to me like, if anything, it actually could be unfolding in their favor, right? You know? And on top of that, another thing that I told him was that you have to have a non-duality perspective. You have to look into non-duality, guys. You have to look into self-inquiry, okay? In other words, you need to understand that you are not the mind or the body. You are just the observer of the mind or the body. You have to get into your God state. How do you get into God state? By understanding that when we say internal, that you have to look internally, and that the internal is all that matters, not the external. You have to understand exactly what the internal and external is. External is not just out here outside my windshield. The external is everything that's outside of my windshield, my body, looking at my hands, my left hand holding the phone, my right hand on the steering wheel. It's whatever I see with my eyes, and it's the eyes themselves. And someone's gonna say, oh, internal is like your stomach. It's like when someone says, oh, I just ate all that pizza. Oh, my insides feel all icky. Guess what? If you say that your internal is your stomach when your insides feel all icky, no, actually, that is still the external. Isn't that interesting? Your internal is not what you're thinking up inside your head. A lot of people say, I got the voices inside my head. That's not inside your head. Your internal is actually, your inside your head is actually external from you. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So where are we going? Where are you taking me, Neil? Where is this? Where am I landing here? Guys, the internal is everything behind, outside the windshield, behind your hands, behind your eyes, behind the thoughts. It's even behind your experience when you experience the past and when you think of the proposed future. Okay? So if that's the case, then when you are experiencing a circumstance where your SP has you blocked on all platforms, or you ask for her number and she's not talking to you, or he wants to meet up with you, and he's texting you, but he still hasn't asked you out yet. He still hasn't told you that he wants you to be his girlfriend, right? That's a very common thing that I experience with my female clients, and a lot of times with them. And you know, ladies, I love you, trust me, you know that I love you, but a lot of times with them, with women, I'm not trying to shit on you ladies, but at the same time I am, so cover up. Get your umbrellas here. I'm about to drop a fucking, just a huge, just, you know, chorro, as they say in Espanol. But ladies, he's texting you and you're still like, but I don't know. I'm just so ugly. The motherfucker is texting you. Okay? There is men out here who can't even fucking get a hi. And you send me the text that he's sending you, and all I see is this man wants you to fucking suck his cock. Like, bad. You're like, yeah, but I don't just want to suck his cock. I want him to give me children in the white picket fence. Yeah, but that could happen after. Like, allow everything to unfold. You are not responding to his, hey, sweetheart. But yeah, but I don't like that he hasn't given me a ring yet. What the fuck? You see, in that situation, let's use Sally there for an example, okay? Which, by the way, to this day, I've never met any woman named Sally, but whatever, fuck it. It's because I created her. All right. I'm God in my universe, right? So Sally, you know what? Let's go to the Walmart. I was gonna go to the grocery store, but fuck it. Walmart's just cooler. That's where all the cool people are. But either way, I'm gonna finish this video. So Sally, she sees that she's getting a text message, but because she did an imaginal act that, you know, we're supposed to get married and she will not settle for anything less. Okay, so because she got this sensation like, ooh, it feels good because I got a text. What is it? Then she opens it up because she doesn't have show previews on. And it's just, hey, sexy. She's like, oh my God, I'm not even going to answer him. Fuck him. Just fuck him. Can you believe him, Neo? After all I've done for him. I mean, it's not like he said fucking hey, ugly. So, you know, that's a perfect example. It's like, for one, you tell me about your circumstances and they're actually not all that bad. And two, at the end of the day, even if you're not there at the finish line yet, all you got to do is go there internally. Remember, internally is not out here. It's not your hands. It's not your body. It's not even your thoughts. Someone's gonna say, well, how the fuck else is it not my thoughts, Neo? Like, don't I affirm with my thoughts? No, you actually don't. You see, the way that an affirmation works, first of all, is it's not the words. It's not the amount of times that you say the affirmation. It's who is it that's saying it. It only works by identity, guys. That's the secret ingredient to your affirmation. That's the secret ingredient to your imaginal act, right? So if you internally decide that you have your SP, that you are rich, that you are wealthy, that you are paid in full, then that's all that matters. Now, again, it's not in your thoughts. You see, a lot of people do the mistake of manifesting with their thoughts, affirming and imagining with their thoughts. They do an imaginal act, but then they wait to see, is my thoughts gonna agree with it? If I hear one thought that says, oh, dude, that's bullshit, okay, then it didn't work. I gotta wait till the thoughts go away. No, I'm doing it wrong. If I do an affirmation and my thoughts are like, dude, that sounds so fucking gay, don't ever say that again in your life. Oh, then I'm doing it wrong. Why the fuck are you listening to something that's not you? You are not your thoughts. You simply say the affirmation and then you fucking go back to playing video games. You go back to the cubicle. You go back to walking your dog. You go back to doom scrolling through TikTok. I don't know. Whatever you got to do. Fucking picking your nose, taking a shit, eating food, going out with friends, talking to your mom. Whatever. Does not matter. It does not matter if you fucking stare at the wall. You just fucking gave yourself your SP, so stop. And you're probably saying, so how does that make sense? Even the part of you that is saying it needs to make sense, that is coming from the external. Because the external is where it needs to make sense. Because senses, the 5 senses is external. Smell, hear, sight. What's the other one? Touch. You can't touch from the internal. You can't hear from the internal. You hear, you smell, you talk, you fart, you suck, you fuck from the external. But you decide and you create from the internal. And again, the internal is not your thoughts like, oh, I just said this affirmation, did it work? No. It's simply from the part of you that it's almost like that intuition. Like when you see somebody in public and you're like, dude, I know I've seen them somewhere. Isn't it interesting when you say that? What do you say? You don't say, I feel like I have seen this person somewhere, right? You say, I know I've seen that person. You say, I know that I've seen that person somewhere. So the same kind of knowingness that you have when there's not a feeling, there's not a rumbling in your tummy, there's not a horniness. It's just a knowingness. That same knowingness, that quiet knowingness is all that you need. And by the way, even when I say that, that's still going to make somebody go, okay, so I got to wait until I know. No. Though, how do you know something is yours? By simply understanding that whatever you give yourself right now is. And the simple knowingness of the fact that you just gave it to yourself right now, it doesn't matter what the fuck is going on in the 3D. If they still have you blocked on all platforms, if they're still with that person, if it still is 2 weeks after you decided and after you decided that you know that you have your SP. All you have to do is understand how reality works, and you knowing that reality works like this by whatever you decide is true, then boom, that must be. Just the knowingness of that is it. That's what I mean by I know. It's not a feeling, guys. It's not a feeling. It's simply, it's literally, you know what it's going to feel like? It's going to feel like this. Nothing. So that's why I always say that when Neville says feeling is a secret, just remember, homeboy did drink a lot. I'm Neil Arthos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say. And by the way, join the channel membership if you want discounts to consultations. But other than that, guys, invest in your reality, guys. The links are in the description. I would love to work with you. Let's talk.